Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to EXSIN Live. Phil, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I know you like taking chances.
Yeah.
But if I told you you only had a 5% chance of success, would you do that activity day in and day out?
No. It's a bad return.
What if I bet you on it? Bet you couldn't close the deal.
Oh, boy.
Oh, geez. Yeah, see, I know. I knew this is where this is
Now
going.
you got me.
So Phil, you've led a lot of sales teams. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of experience in sales, start over 30 years.
Yeah.
So do sales managers just go up to their sales team and go, I bet you $5 you can't close this cold call? Or do they just say go cold call?
Say, oh, just go do it. All you got to do is just go do it. That doesn't work?
Do they tell their sales team that they're going to get kicked in the teeth day in and day out and fail 95% of the time?
No, because most of the time sales managers are too busy making it sound like flippantly that it's just so easy. All you got to do is do it. What's that old commercial? It's so easy, even a caveman can do it. Right? I mean,
well, a caveman has a stick, he can beat him on the head.
Right. They've got a better than a 5% chance. Caveman.
Well, they knock him out. They're dragging back to the cave, and it's all good.
But no, it's an oversimplification. Most sales managers oversimplify what it takes to be successful in sales.
Why is that?
I think it's a lack of experience, a lack of knowing, just a lack of, and also sales is probably the worst career field in the world for this. Well, that's how I was taught to do it, so that's how we're going to continue to do it. I mean, it's bad. I mean, we've seen really good, the evolution of sales as a profession has become really good about the last decade. It's really starting to grow.
Well, that's because of all the influencers.
Correct. It's starting, yeah, they're fixing everything. All the 19-year-old experts. But it's gotten better. But for the most part, sales managers regurgitate what they were told 20 years before. And it's, I mean, listen, cold calls, which is what you're talking about on a 5% return. Cold calls for the intent of selling something on that call does not work.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Cold calls with the intent of developing a relationship, starting a relationship. You can call it a cold call, you can call it an introduction, you can call it whatever you want. I wish we would do away with the term cold call because it strikes fear in every new salesperson in the world.
And they all approach it the wrong way.
And I wish we would throw, and I think this for the most part, this has stopped. I mean, there's still some people out there doing it. Cold calls in the form of a telephone is what they're talking about also. And that really is bad.
Wait, that stopped? Because I'll get like 500 spam calls a day.
Now it's all text messages.
It's all
robocalls now, or they're wanting, evidently I own a lot of real estate I don't know I own because I get 14 calls a week asking about my property and, if they want to sell it. Well, but anyway, I didn't know that.
You're a landowner.
I'm a landowner. But cold calls are terrible. But if you go out and you're using that as a way to meet a new person, to start a new relationship, to go down what we call the cultivation loop process, then there's some value in cold calls. Okay, again, call it whatever you want to call it.
Let's do something. Let's help the industry. Let's call it introductory calls.
Just introductory calls, But bottom line is that people do business with people.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
And
It's coming.
And if you don't understand that people do business with people, you're gonna find yourself with a flat butt and an empty checkbook because all you're gonna do is sit in your chair and do nothing.
Wait.
And you're gonna play with your little stuff on your laptop, and you're gonna listen to all these influencers that have never done anything but influence. They've never sold anything, never led anything, never developed anything. Not taking anything away from what they're doing. Because in today's world, evidently, that's a real thing, and that's okay. That's okay. But influencers aren't salespeople.
Well, so people are going to do stuff with people they
know, like, and trust.
Know, like, and trust. That's what I want to hear. Because
it's true. I mean,
it is.
Think about it. Forget about selling for a second. Who do you hang out with? Who do you choose? Like, if you're sitting there going, "Well, honey, what do you want to do this weekend?" I don't know. Why don't we get some people together? Are you going to invite people that you don't know, you don't like, and you don't trust? Or are you going to invite people that you know, like, and trust? It applies to everything we do in life. I mean, I don't want to hang out with a jackwagon. I don't want to hang out with somebody that I don't like. I sure don't want to hang out with somebody I don't trust. Matter of fact, if I'm at a party, a social setting and a person shows up that I really don't trust, I'll leave the situation. I don't want to be around him so badly.
He will. Yeah.
I mean, so why would a sales relationship, a business relationship, be any different? It's exactly the same. You want to know how to sell? Look at how you live your life. I mean, that's how you should be selling also. I mean, if you are a very social extrovert that loves people, then you should sell that way. Why? Because you're being authentically who you are. Don't try to manufacture something. Don't try to create some special little human being, because it comes across every time fake and phony. It just does.
That's a fact. So if we only have a 5% closing rate on cold calls or introductory cold calls, why don't more people use a technique that has over a 50% close rate? Why are salespeople afraid to ask for a referral and ask for help? And how come they only do it once, if they ever do it at all?
Well, again, I don't think they've been taught. I think it's a lack of understanding. There is a right way and a wrong way to do that.
Oh, 100%. Yep.
And I think most people will say things like, well, they say stupid things like, yeah, you should always be asking for referrals. Now, I understand the intent when people
sales
say,
manager.
I get that. I get it when people say you should always be asking for referrals. I do. I get it. But if you just did a presentation and you're twice the price of the person you're competing with, is that really a good time to ask for a referral? I mean, let's quit, set down our little sales manager's hat for a second, and let's just be a human being. So they said, so your competitor said they'll do it for $1,000, and you said, well, we'll do it for $2,000. And they said, well, we're going with this company because they're half the price. Is that really a good time to go, now, who do you know that you think I should talk to? My answer is going to be, well, let me get you a list of people I don't like, so they pay double. I mean, so to be smart about it, right? Yeah, you should always be looking for opportunities to find out and have a conversation about their experience with you. And I'm giving you a hint about how to go about doing this. It's not, referrals is not some canned sliding a piece of paper across with a pencil and say, I'm going to need you to write down 5 names of people that you think I should know.
We're going to BNI. That's great.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just, come on, man.
Well, so Darren has a good point there. He says word of mouth.
Wait, I'm blind. Is that our friend, Darren?
Yeah, Darren, we haven't seen him forever.
I would say, hey, Darren.
Word of mouth advertising can help and it can hurt. Asking for referrals keeps it positive. That's true. And Darren, that's a great lead into what I'm getting ready to say about referrals. The challenge with referrals is that people don't know how to ask for them.
Don't know.
So we're going to give one tip today that's very helpful, and it's this. 32 weeks after you have a job for somebody or have a deal with somebody, or a month or
whatever,
60 days, a little bit after it, call the person you did business with and go, hey, I'm just checking in on you. How are things going? When you came to me, you had this problem, and this is the solution we provided. Did we meet your needs?
Yep.
And when they say yes, go, you know what? I would really appreciate it if you have anybody that has similar challenges.
Yeah.
Could you refer them to me? And more importantly, would you mind sending an introductory email on my behalf so I don't just show up at their house and freak them out?
Yeah. I think what Dave just did there is spot on. Asking for referrals is not difficult. Asking for referrals is a mindset. It's got to be an it's got to be intertwined in your way of doing business, right? Because then it's authentic. Then it's something that you do all the time. It's not something that you're trying to do to somebody. It's something that you're trying to do. It's just part of your business. Because what else happens when you make that phone call? You may say, how are we doing? And they go, well, not quite as good as I thought you would.
And that's good.
And that's good. Say, okay, well, tell me about that. Where are we falling short? Why is that important? Because listen, a sell is something to be treasured. Okay? It's like if you're out on a deserted island and you find a water source, right? It's the greatest thing in the world. Or if you can get a fire lit, right? It's the greatest thing in the world, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you make a sell, that's the gift that has the ability, the potential to give to you numerous times, to continue, whether it's direct sales where you cross-sell other products, services, referrals like we're talking about, but also they do a good job. They become a what, Dave? They become a champion for you.
That's right.
And then without you even asking, when somebody says, hey, I'm needing X, and if you provide X, they go, well, you need to talk to my guy. My guy's incredible. He does this, he does that, he does this, or she does this, she does that. When you get a bunch of champions out there selling for you, that's when it gets fun. That's when it gets silly.
Well, when you ask that question on the follow-up call and they say it's not going well and you solve their problem, what are you developing?
Oh, a relationship.
Trust.
Yeah, your
Trust.
relationship.
I mean, if we found all sales, client development, know, like, and trust.
Yep.
If that's the foundation of creating a team of champions for you, then you're going to take the good with the bad along that.
100%.
To develop that trust, go, man, that's awful. Let's see what we can do to get it fixed.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that so many people, another way to get, if you want to position yourself for referrals, don't be this person. Don't be the person that talks to your clients only when there's a problem. Because now, if you do that, now they're not your client. You're just some vanilla vendor that they have to deal with when there's a problem.
Yep.
Right? Become an advisor to them. Become a resource for them. Be actively engaged in reaching out to your customers periodically and saying, how are we doing? How are things going? Do you need anything? Can I be of service to you in any way? You know, you've got to make that part of your business operation. If you don't, the only time you're going to talk to clients is when there's a problem. Well, now you're not building a relationship. Okay? So make sure you include that as part of your process.
100%.
Referrals get real easy when you're doing all these things.
So what I want you to take away from today and think about is, why are you scared to ask for a referral? And what are you going to change to develop those know, like, and trust relationships as you develop your business and grow your organization?
Yep. Know, like, and trust is where it's at. Whether you're talking about sales, you're talking about service, you're talking about professional relationships, talking about personal relationships, it's about know, like, and trust.
And if you like us and you know us, share our video to your teammates and friends. And if you need help with your sales training, we're right here. So with that, Dave and Phil, we are out of here.